What's going on, guys, and welcome back to Season 5 NHL 21 Chicago Blackhawks Franchise Mode Series. If you guys missed the last episode, maybe the last couple episodes, we're doing pretty good. So we're actually back-to-back Stanley Cup Champions, looking for that three-peat this season. I don't know, that'd just be so awesome. I don't think I've ever three-peated in a franchise mode. Back-to-back, I think I've honestly done maybe once or twice, so like already, I'm pretty happy with how we're doing here. I mean, we still got like, what, 6 more seasons left, and we have a very young core. Again, you can see the title of the franchise on the top right there. I think we're building a dynasty. So I'll show you guys what this team is looking like. Again, very stacked, very young. First line, you got Patty Kane. I've actually moved him to the left wing. Hopefully that works out okay. Playing with Kirby Dach in the middle, Shane right at the right wing, and a +3, so that line should play all like 91s. Kane's 35 years old, still an 88. I think he's got, 1 year left there. We'll see what he does. Wearing the C for us. Hall, Lambert, and Meyer getting a +5. So that second line's nasty. Playing like 90, 90, 94. This is actually Lambert's rookie season. Already an 85 because he had a good AHL season. Hoping for big things. I think definitely, Calder bound. DeBrusk, Strome, and Nylander's a stacked third line. I mean, Strome's an 89. And then Dellandrea, Ratcliffe, and Costin, I think it's a very solid fourth line. Defensively as well, we definitely got better. Riley and Boquist on the top pair getting a +3. Drysdale playing with Theodore. Made a huge trade for Theodore. Hopefully it pays out, just adding depth and skill to that defense. Collier and Chernak's also a very solid bottom pair. Drysdale, of course, 22 medium elite. Should grow to like 87 by the end of this season. Goaltending-wise, that's probably the biggest question mark. Ilya Samsonov, we signed the offseason. We trade for Ben Bishop, who led us to a cup. He's a veteran. The year before that, we had Tuukka Rask. I tried to get Connor Hellebuck, but he declined our offer. So we'll see if Samsonov can do it for us. If not, I'm probably going to make a trade for Ben Bishop, bring him home. Skinner there's still the backup. I think Skinner's a solid backup. And next, you guys look at the special teams. Power plays nuts. Both getting a +3. The first power unit there, you got Wright, Strome, Hall, Theodore, Boquist. Seconds, Lambert, Dach, Kane, Riley, Drysdale. Absolutely stacked. 4-man power play there, same thing. Not as much chemistry, but definitely stacked. The PK getting a +1 to 0 is not too bad. 3-man to 0 to -1. Again, not too bad. Usually pretty tough to get chemistry there. Quick look at the AHL team as well. You can see first line's got 2 80s on it. Like the AHL team's pretty good too. Josh Norris there is 79. Reichel's an 80 now. Defensively, Capobianco 81, playing with Rula, actually getting a +3. So pretty capable top pair. Alex Vlasic 23, 79. Could be an NHL defenseman for us next season. Goaltending wise, Primo there starting 80 overall. Remember now we drafted, 19 years old, already 73 overall, but he's got that backup potential. So really just kind of curious to see how he grows. But definitely both teams stacked. The AHL team did win a Calder 2 years ago. We'll see if they can win another one this year. Quick look here as well, our offense, defense, goaltending ratings. Again, I think we do have a very, very legitimate shot at a three-peat right here. So 97 offense, 94 defense, 85 goaltending. We'll see if it's enough. We'll start simming here, and hopefully the team plays well. This is an interesting offer. Carter wants to send us Riley Smith, who we had on the team before, along with a 3rd-round pick, for Helms, who's a medium elite goalie, and then Conklin, a medium top 4 defenseman. Our offense is already stacked. Even if it wasn't, that's just way too expensive for Smith. Alright guys, so our team's absolutely stacked. Just wanted to start commentating here. 24-6-1. Maybe I should stop because we actually just lost the last 2 games in a row. Before that we only lost 5 total. But like, how ridiculous. I hope I didn't jinx it. Yeah, 4-3 win against Calgary. We're first in the league for sure. A loss to the Devils. I mean, maybe I should shut up. I don't know. So we're at the end of December now. As you can see, 26-8-2, 54 points. We got half our losses since December 15th. Starting with the least there is when I started trying to commentate. So maybe I jinxed it, but this team, unreal. Like, we were like, what, 22-4 at one point. Strome there, 43 points, 36 games as a third-line center. That's awesome. So that just shows how much depth we have when third-line center is a leading scorer, over a point per game. Lightning, I thought we were first in the league. Lightning have 62 points. That's ridiculous. I mean, at one point we had to be. Like, our record was just nuts. I think we were what were we? We were like 17-3 or something. December hasn't been too good for us, but hopefully we can bounce back here. If we get to the deadline, maybe make a trade, but definitely going to be tough with a salary cap. And right here, guys, we got an offer from the Philadelphia Flyers. Hosang and Gardner for Conklin and Street. They're both 1 year left. They're rentals. I'm curious their ratings more than anything. I feel like they probably don't make our team. Yeah, Hosang, 4th line right wing. Gardner doesn't even make the defense, so not going to do it. And now Winnipeg's offering us Armia and DeMello. I mean, a bit cheaper of an ask there. Not as good prospects. We'll see what their ratings are. 81, 79. So almost the same. Still doesn't really do much for us. And so we're now at the deadline here, guys, with a 43-15-4 record. So we have 90 points at the deadline. I saw the Tampa Bay Lightning had 93, which is ridiculous. I think they got to be the only team better than us. Hull's now leading scorer, 68 points in 62 games. Yeah, Lightning 93. Sharks 82, the only other, or Predators 85. So it's 4 teams 80 plus. Us and the Tampa Bay Lightning, only team in the 90s. Again, we're pretty close to the salary cap max here. I want to see actually how much money we have exactly. Actually, we have more than I thought. $3.5 million. Could probably make that work. Bring somebody in. Again, there's really not a lot of holes on this team. I guess the biggest thing for us, I think, is how good Ilya Samsonov's playing. Could we have a better record with a better goalie than him? I mean, that third line, you're not going to improve. Fourth line, maybe you could get better. Defense, going to be tough. I'm surprised Drysdale hasn't grown yet. Samsonov, 0.9 to 2.68. So it's about, just good enough to keep him. If it was below a 0.9, I was probably going to let him go, and it's right on. So maybe if there's like an all-star goalie available, I'll trade for him. Otherwise, they'll probably just roll with Samsonov. This Stevens guy, who the Rangers drafted like first, second overalls on the block, but he's got 0 years left, so they actually never even gave him a contract. So no reason to trade for him. He can't help us. O'Reilly there. Colin White up to an 88. Couturier could have like the best fourth-line center ever if we trade for him. Anders Lee, Ryan Strome, Nugent Hopkins, 4 years left. Ovechkin there. Kasperi Kapanen, $7 million for him. He is an 86, which isn't too bad. Flyers just made a trade. Let's see. Alex Tuck, that's the top 10. Konechny and DeHaan to Vancouver. Geez. So those guys all way too expensive to trade for. Again, we're just trying to look for maybe a really nice depth piece. So right here, guys, trying to upgrade our fourth line right wing position. Trading for Anthony Duclair, who's got 2 years left there at $2 million on the Winnipeg Jets. Must be healthy scratch with 0 games played. He's pretty solid, though. For some reason, like, his trade value makes no sense, really, which I guess isn't a surprise for this game. But age overall, basically the same as Adrian Campe. I know you guys love me saying his name. 1 year less, though, which is kind of nice. I guess he is 1 year older. Like, Johnson there, older, age overall, somehow has, like, so much more value than those guys. Makes no sense. So we can get him here for 50% retained as well for Dellandrea, who's younger, has some potential left, but obviously we're winning now. I don't mind this trade, especially at the 50%. And they reject it. I kind of figured that might happen. They don't retain the salary. I feel like, though, if we're getting Duclair back there at the full $2 million, might be able to squeeze like a third-round pick out of them here as well. See what they say now. Trades accepted. I think that's a really good one for us. And now right here, guys, I'm trying to make a blockbuster. I doubt it happens, though. Trying to get that Stevens guy from the Rangers, #1 player on the trade block. 20 years old, 92 overall. It was the 2nd overall pick in 2021. An absolute beast. Now, he's unsigned, so not going to give up anything on our team right now because trying to win a cup. But Wise here, solid prospect, 1967, medium top 6. Helms immediately goalie, 1st round pick, 2026. I highly doubt this gets it done, but like, who knows? Like, the guy doesn't even have a contract. Trade rejected. Yeah, I figured that wouldn't happen, but I mean, maybe we can add like 1 more 1st round pick here because we're really not giving up a lot for an absolute superstar. It's gonna be tough to sign him, but I think it's worth, the risk or whatever. And trade still rejected, so yeah. I figured we'd try, though. And we just got to trade up here, guys. Zuccarello, 3rd and a 5th for a 2nd, a 3rd, and Street. Zuccarello's got bomb 6 potential, so I'm thinking he's probably not worth making this trade for. 80 overall, yeah, he doesn't make the team. And I noticed Florida had Brant Clark on the block, which is really surprising. I mean, he hasn't grown too much. He's 22 years old, still only a 76, but I think he's definitely worth the risk in trading for. Offering them Helms, our medium league goalie we got. Lucked out with him, obviously signing him. Wise there. We got in the 2nd round, medium top 6. And then also have our 1st round pick in 2026. So the same offer we made for that Rangers guy, but Clark's got less value on the block. We'll see what Florida says. I think this will actually be a really good deal for us. Trades accepted. Wow. So we just got Brant Clark and pretty happy about it. Now the trade deadline's almost over, so look at all the deals that went down. Winnipeg got Ryan Strome. Florida got Ryan Pollock. Now what's really funny about this, guys, I was actually trying to potentially make a trade for Pollock. And as I was making the trade, he must have gotten traded for, as I kept coming up with like this text error thing, and I thought the game was glitching. Then I like looked back on the team, he wasn't there, realized he got traded, so I thought that was kind of funny. After that, you got Spurgeon go to St. Louis. Anaheim got a 1st round pick for Engvall. Detroit gets Josh Hosang. Wish they would actually take a chance on him in real life. Winnipeg there gets Robin Leonard. Columbus, Travis Dermott. Tyler Toffoli goes back to Vancouver. David Rigg to Toronto. Let's see. Any other big trades? Vince Dunn to Vancouver is pretty big. Lucas Johansson to Minnesota. Alex Tuck to Philadelphia. Max Pacioretty to Vancouver. They're loading up. They also got Travis Konechny. So if we run to Vancouver, they're definitely going to be a better team. So after that trade, guys, just an update look at the lines. Really the only change of the 4th line here is now Costin, Ratcliffe, Duclair. I don't think Duclair made any of the special teams. Now AHL-wise, I think I might have made a small change to the forward just by using best line. Defensively, Capobianco's on the top pair now with Brant Clark. So I'm really hoping playing top pair, getting a +3, makes him play like a 79, gives him more minutes. Hopefully, I think he was probably on the 2nd pair before based on that time on ice. Playing more with the chemistry boost, playing with a good defenseman can kind of spark his growth, in which case Obviously, that's a great deal for us. Also, guys, I didn't show before, the AHL team is playing pretty solid. Currently in a playoff spot. Lucas Reichel there, 50 points as the leading scorer. So I'll see what happens with those teams here heading towards the end of the season. I feel like both should be playoff teams. And again, let's see if we can get that three-peat. And we're not in the season here, guys, with a 55-21-6 record, 116 points. Unfortunately, I see the Lightning have 118, so we'll not be winning the President's Trophy this year, but that's okay. I'm much more concerned with the Stanley Cup. I think, though, 116 does put us second in the entire league. And yeah, it does. So still a very good season. Actually finished first in the West as well. Taylor Hall there, 94 points in 82 games, over a point per game. Would be nice to have a guy hit 100 points on the team, but definitely not going to play in there about 94, especially since, I figured probably have a lot of guys scoring quite a bit. Kane still having 89 points, 36 years old, awesome to see. Dropping an overall with 89 points, so it's a little ridiculous. Shane Wright there, 89, up to an 89. Strom's got 80 as a third-line center. Love that. Obviously, he is signing the first power play. It probably helps. Lambert, 79 his rookie year. That's insane. Grew an overall already. I mean, I don't see how he doesn't win the Calder, almost a point per game. I don't know who he'd be going against. I don't think there's any crazy draft picks last year. Riley, almost a point per game as a D-man. Doc, 69. Nice. Boquist there, 54 is pretty solid. Thane with Theodore, 53. I think that trade, was definitely worth it. We got a lot of depth on defense. Third line, middle six wingers pitching in. Drysdale, 29. That's not too bad. He's still an 85. Take a look at Samsonov's final stats here. He did drop a little 0.9. That kind of sucks. 0.896, a 2.82. I mean, it's too late now. We're rolling with him. Hopefully he can get done for us in the playoffs. AHL-wise, Reichel there finished with 60. Norris, 53. Capley Bianco, 48 as a D-man. It's pretty nice to see. I wonder if Primo could potentially be a future backup. 0.908, 2.24. Those are pretty good numbers. He could take the backup job here from Stuart Skinner. Taking a look now at just the entire league. See who the best guys were in terms of scoring. Apparently Vasilevsky, best goalie, 50 wins. Not too bad a year from him. Tarasov, 81 overall, 0.91, 2.69, and 47 wins. I feel like San Jose must have been sick. Askarov actually playing pretty good for Nashville. That's interesting because usually like last year, Askarov never really simmed that great. Ovechkin, 113 points, 39 years old, 53 goals. What? That's just insane. Kucherov, 100. Same with Stammer. Kucherov, though, 62 goals. Stammer just feed him the puck. That's why Tampa Bay is so sick. Lee there has almost 100 points. He had a great year. Same with Barzell. Stone, 98. Tavares, Giroux, Nylander. Finally, there we have Hall. That's pretty nuts, honestly. Take a quick look here at defense. Hughes, 84. I was curious where Riley was. So, fourth highest scoring defenseman in the league, behind only Carlson, Heiskanen, and Hughes. Heiskanen had a point per game for Heiskanen is actually really surprising. Two-way defenseman. I mean, he does have pretty good offensive stats, but that's probably one of the highest scoring seasons I've ever seen for Heiskanen there. So, before we get started with the playoffs, I want to take a quick look at standings. See who finished last in the league. We know we got second there. Maybe if somehow, I think the lowest I've ever seen it was like team ranked 22nd, 23rd. Squeaked into playoffs somehow, which is ridiculous. And St. Louis finished last. It makes sense. I did see they fired their coach. Only one less point than Boston, two less than Washington. I mean, you got, the second last team to win the Cup, the third last team. Boston, of course, played St. Louis. So teams that were recently in real life very good. Not looking so sharp anymore 4 or 5 years down the road. Quick look as well at the AHL. We did make the playoffs. 100 points. Wow, so pretty solid. As we're simming the NHL, obviously we'll kind of keep an eye on the AHL, see how they're doing. So first round here, who do we have? We're Winnipeg Jets. Okay, so the Winnipeg Jets, if you guys missed last episode, were the only team to actually beat us in a playoff game. We went 16-1, which I still can't believe. And Winnipeg actually had Carter Hellebuyck last year. Obviously, he left them in free agency, so I feel pretty good about our chances. Their top six, though, Ehlers, Scheifele, Laine, Russ, Strome, Connor, Vesalainen, Perfetti, Armia. Okay, so their forwards are actually pretty solid. Defensively, they got a few guys. That's about it. Goaltending, right? They made that trade for Leonard. So that was a good trade for Leonard. They also made a trade there for Strome. So they added some pieces for sure. Still don't really feel like they compete with us, but you never know. I probably shouldn't be too cocky here. Again, literally the only team to take a game from us last playoff. I still can't believe that. 16-1 run. I don't care if we go 16-0. I would just love the three-peat, the Stanley Cup. So this first couple rounds, we'll just do game by game. I jinxed it. 6-4 loss. 8-7 OT. Oh my god, I thought that was a win. 8-7 OT loss. Samsonov, you gotta shut the door, man. So I definitely jinxed it. We just we lost the first 2 games in the playoffs. We didn't lose 2 games the entire playoffs last year. Already, that's done for. Okay, 4-1 win there in Winnipeg. Boys must have woken up. I don't know. That's just so funny to me. Game 4 is a 7-6 win, 4-1 win. Okay, so they're like, how do we lose back-to-back to start these playoffs? And we answer back. Wow, there we go. 4 straight wins rattled off there against the Jets. Obviously, the 2 losses to start hurt, but good to see the boys answer back, get fired up. Next year, the Nashville Predators. So we know Askarov in net. Going to be tough to beat. He's having a pretty solid season. Taylor Hall averaging over 2 points a game in that playoff series. 10 goals. Wow, I love that. Okay, hopefully Hall can keep it up. Again, last year he was really good for us in the playoffs. Same with Patty Kane, Shane Wright. We'll see, if those guys can come through for us again. So Nashville Predators here. Outside of Askarov, I'm really not sure what the team looks like. Tolvanen up to an 88. Even with medium top 6 potential, he still grew quite a bit. Duchesne. And I totally forgot they drafted Michkov 2nd overall in 2023. I'm just kind of curious what his stats. A very good shot there. Good skating as well. The hands could be better, but 85 at 20 years old, pretty good. Tomasino only a 78. That's very surprising. They got him in a top 6 role with Carlson and Forsberg. I mean, I don't know about the chemistry, but unless they're getting a +5, like the third line there is just better. Borgstrom, Kuhn, and LeBanc. It's actually almost as good as our third line, and I thought ours was so nice. Nybeck. That's a weird 4th line winger. Yossi Ellis still. Corey Hayes here. 2022 5th. He's sick. Fabro, Trouba, Miller. As always, Nashville's D is solid. Askarov in net. Only 86. Dostal here, 84. That's a solid backup. He's a 2018 third-round pick for the Ducks. We will have home ice advantage the entire way this playoffs unless we play Tampa in the Stanley Cup Final. So we'll see what happens here. First 2 games at home in Chicago. We just can't win the Chicago. What's going on? We lose the first one. Luckily, answer back. Okay, next 2 games going to Smashville. Come on. 1-0 win, 5-4 OT win. Let's go. So we only have to win 1 of the next 3 games to move on to the conference final. There we go. Okay, I was a little worried there. 5-2 lost game 5, but luckily pick up a 3-2 OT win in game number 6. And we now have these the Vancouver Canucks in the Western Conference Final. I mentioned how they made some nice moves at the deadline. Seems to pay off for them. Hall's got 18 and 12. He's still looking really good. Only had 2 goals in that series, but still, like overall, he's having a pretty good playoff, I would say. So Vancouver Canucks here. But Colson, Peterson, and Besser's a nasty first line. Konechny they picked up, playing with Horvat and Bailey. Vertanen, Patrice Bergeron, 39-81. But yeah, defensive stats still pretty nice. 80 awareness, 94 faceoffs. Toffoli went back to Vancouver with Konechny, Batherson, Yarncroc, Bodwin. Defensively, Hughes, Owen Power they drafted. Are you kidding me? They got him 6th in 2021. They got Wu, Oyalevi, Taze, Honka. It's not a bad defense led by Hughes and Power. Wallstedt and net, that's right. Traded Wallstedt to get the rights to draft Shane Wright. I like that, the rights to Wright. And you know what? That's probably going to be the 2022 slogan for whatever teams tanking or whatever that year, the rights to Wright. I kind of like that already. We'll see if anyone on Twitter takes that. So Vancouver here, Western Conference Final. Hopefully can get by them here. Get back to the Stanley Cup Final. Even if we don't win it, just 3 Stanley Cups in a row. Just 3 Stanley Cup Finals in a row I'd honestly be super, super happy with. So first game's in Chicago, 1-1. Speaking of Bergeron, he gets one past Samsonov. Konechny, the trade deadline acquisition. Wow, 4-2, Peterson, Vertanen. Hall for us. So Hall is, keeping it up here, but unfortunately not enough there. Game number 1. We haven't won a single first game so far these playoffs, so that sucks, but hopefully I can get back to the win column here, game number 2. We lost the first 2 against Winnipeg. We were able to come back. Really don't want to push our luck here, though, in the Western Conference Finals. So game 2, down 2-1. Yarncroc, Power, Duclair for us. Okay, I love that acquisition. Nothing in the second, and 4-2. Besser, Konechny. Besser's actually empty netter. Nylander for us gets the second. All right, so I said I didn't want to have to, but looks like we got to come back from 2 down again. I mean, Winnipeg, another Western Conference Canadian team. I don't know. Let's see if we can find a way. We have to take this game. Being down 3-0 is pretty much a death sentence. 0-0. 1-0. Let's go. Nylander again. Are you kidding me? Podkolzin, we need OT hero. Second OT. There we go. Shane Wright. The team that would have drafted. I mean, knows it. Doesn't want to lose these guys. Let's go. I mean, obviously, too, Wallstedt's probably playing pretty good. He knows we trade him away. But, I mean, you got Shane Wright, who's... I expected him to kind of be the face of the NHL. He's pretty close to that, I think, especially after that last year playoff. He should have grown to a 90, I think. But regardless, 0-0 here, game 4. 2-1, let's go. Boys fighting back. Hall and Costin, Horvat for them. 4-1, Duclair and Boquist. 6-3, Strome and Meyer, let's go. So hold on there. Tie this series up to a piece. It's now a best of 3. I don't mind a best of 3 with 2 home games. Hopefully here, game number 5, we can take this. We didn't win either of our first 2 home games. Lost both 4-2. We got the momentum now. Come on. 1-0. Lambert. 4-1. Let's go. Meyer, Ratcliffe, Kane, Bodwin for them. and we hold on there in a big way. 6-1 win. The boys are rolling here, fired up. 3 wins straight. Let's see if we can make it 4 here. Heading to Vancouver. We won both our last games in Vancouver. The first one was pretty tight there. 2-1 OT win. Double OT. That was a series changer. Game 6, Bailey and Hull. 2 former Spits. Peterson, Yarncroc for them. Hull again. We need Hull to get that Hattie. Force OT. 5-4. No Hull Hattie. We do fight back. Unfortunately, not enough. Okay, so Game 7, Western Conference Final. Winner moves on to the Stanley Cup Final. This is what we play for. Let's see if we can get it done here. Looks like the Rangers and the Carolina Hurricanes are the 2 teams Eastern Conference Final. Both of us going to Game 7s. Okay. First period, let's go. 1-0. Kirby Dach. Come on. 3-2. DeBrusk and Kane put Coles and Peterson. I'm just going to resume this one. I'm not going to jump in no matter what, but Game 7, Stanley Cup on the line. Let's go, boys. Taylor Hall again. He's just been so nasty these playoffs. Kill his power play off. Kill it off. Konechny, are you kidding me? Okay, we still have the 1-goal lead. I don't even know if I had time to jinx it. That happened so fast. Wait, he scored that 5 seconds later. Konechny, then Bergeron 5 seconds later. Are you kidding me to tie it up? We need a hero here. Let's go, Taylor Hall. Let's go. Are you kidding me? Patty Kane with the empty netter. Yes, yes, yes. Are you kidding me? So, Hall, did he get a Hattie there? He didn't, but he got the 2 biggest goals. Let's go. Taylor Hall's been on fire. I said we needed a hero. Moving on to the Stanley Cup Final for the 3rd straight year. You love to see that. So, it's going to be the New York Rangers as well. Okay, so Chicago, New York. I'm pretty sure we played New York 2 years ago to win the Stanley Cup. Because I remember saying, like, they had Lafreniere and stuff. Oh, I can't check the awards. I'm pretty positive about that. I guess I'll have to just check after we look at the awards. Huller's got 26 points in 19 games. He's playing unreal for us. Hopefully we can keep this up here against the Rangers. We'll see what that team's looking like. Obviously, they're going to be pretty stacked. Panarin, Lafreniere, Kakko. A lot of pieces there. So, Lafreniere's a 92 at 23 years old. That is, he's up to franchise potential. I didn't even change it. It was high elite. He played so well. Just grew to franchise. Kakko there's 89. Hiddle's his first line center, 86. Panarin. They got Jonathan Toews is 78, so that's interesting. Stats, though, defensively, he's still sick. 88 D awareness, 93 faceoffs. The shot block's pretty low. He's slow, not very physical, but he's going to win the faceoffs. He knows where to be in terms of positioning. Krasov's 85, Gauthier, Hiroshi, Hyman, Eberle. So, aside from Toews, like, pretty solid forward group. Defensively, they got Fox. Not much else. Like, not really too worried about that. Blackwood's a starter. 0.9 and 3 goals against through these playoffs. That's very beatable. So, I think we really have a good shot here at 3 straight Stanley Cups. I think at that point, cement ourselves as a dynasty. Like, come on. I mean, the fact that we're actually at 3 Stanley Cup appearances is already, I think, probably enough. But we'll see what happens. They got through Tampa Bay, so we do have the home ice advantage here. Hopefully, we can win our first series game, like first game of a series in the Stanley Cup Final here with the Rangers. 2-0 lead. That's a good start. Kane Costin. 4-0, Nylander Riley. 5-1, Taylor Hall, of course. So that's what I want to see. Big 5-1 win there to start us off in this series in New York. 2 of the biggest cities in America here, New York versus Chicago. Game number 2 at home. If we could get a 2-0 lead here, I'd feel very, very good about our chances. Here we go. 1-1, Panarin for them, right for us. 3-2, Hiroshi and Howden. Duclair for us. We need to fight back. 5-4. We do fight back. Duclair gets another. Howden and Panarin again for them, though. So, going to be a good series for sure. 1-1 already. Heading to New York, Madison Square Garden. Hopefully, can at least pull 1 win out. I really don't, mind being 2-2 here through 4 games, but we'll see what happens here. Very similar records too through the playoffs. We're 13-8. They're 13-7. Theodore there for us to start us off. Nothing in the second. Hold on, boys. 4-2. I noticed 2. They're outshooting us by like 10, but we really woke up in the third. Actually ended up outshooting them. Duclair gets an empty netter. Boquist, Kane, Howden again for them. He's playing pretty well. And Lafreniere there, able to hold on for that 4-2 win. So game 4, this is a pretty big game in this series. Win it, go up 3-1, or obviously they have a chance to tie. We'll see what happens here in our second game in New York. 1-0 lead, Patty Kane, showtime. Nothing in the second. 3-1, let's go. Hall again, Doc, Fox for them. 3-1 series lead here on the New York Rangers. Come on, boys, let's get it done. We got 3 chances here to take home the Stanley Cup. 2 of them are at home. Game 5. I think so far as well, we've won both Stanley Cups away, so it'd be kind of cool to actually win one at home. 1-1, Hall again, he's so good. Lafreniere for them. 3-1, I mean, I'll resume it. We could fight back. Okay, Riley, maybe we're going to fight back. I was going to just sim the whole period, but maybe the boys, they want it at home, like I was saying. Power play. Come on, 10 minutes. It's a 1-goal game. We're still in this. We're getting outshot pretty good, though. About 5 minutes left. Can somebody step up here, be the hero, force OT. 47 seconds. Hiddle there scores the empty netter. So 4-2 loss, game 5. That's okay. 2 games left. Going to game 6 here in New York. Like I was saying, we seem to love to win the championships. Not in Chicago. I kind of feel bad for our fans, but I'm sure they would take a Stanley Cup away opposed to no Stanley Cup. So game 6. That's not good. That's not good. Hiddle just continues to be on fire for them. 3-1. I assume we're not coming back down for 5-1. Yeah, we're not. Okay, so that's not good. I was pretty confident. I wouldn't say cocky. I was pretty confident there. With the 3-1 series lead, the Rangers win a tight one game 5. They beat us 5-1 game 6. Game 7, though, was cutting it very, very close. This is where heroes are made. Scratch that. This is where legends are made. Let's see who wants to go down as a legend. First period. 1-1. Shane Wright for us. Go with the 8 for them. 2-1. Adam Fox. Okay. We got a whole period here to fight back. Win this Stanley Cup. Power play. We need to. There we go. Patty Kane. Showtime. Let's go. Timo Meier. 30 seconds later. Come on, boys. Keep this going. Keep it up. Shots are pretty much dead even. Fought back. Panarin, are you kidding me? Ties the game. Riley, let's go. Riley answers back. Was that like minute and a half later? 4-3 lead here. 3 minutes, 2 minutes, 1 minute. We'll let the computer versus computer play because obviously it's a 1-goal game. I don't want to affect it at all. Let's see here. We got 98 offense, 94 defense, 85 goaltending. So we had 5 better offense, 4 better defense. I think the goaltending maybe like 1 higher. If we can hold on here for 1 more minute, we are back to back to back Stanley Cup champions with the 3-peat. Again, I don't think I've ever done that in franchise mode, and I've been playing franchise since I was literally like 8 years old, so this would be insane to get it done. Rangers on the breakout right now. Lafreniere on the puck. Wearing number 14. That's not the number he's going to wear, but that's okay. They probably didn't know when they did the numbers what he was going to wear. Boquist just killing time there, putting the puck on the boards. Patty Kane. Delayed penalty. That's good for us. Just don't somehow lose it into our net. Kane, I love it. He's puck ready. Doc here. We still have the puck. They can't even get it off our sticks. We now have a power play here. 39 seconds. Just don't be stupid. Should be able to hold on to this one. We're actually 1 for 1 on the power play tonight. Again, our power plays are both +3. They're pretty stacked. Boquist, I thought he had one. Strome to Hall. I just realized actually it was brother versus brother when we played Vancouver because they had Ryan Strome. Speaking of Taylor Hall, he snipes one. I love him. He's just such a good player. He's been an absolute beast for us this playoffs. If he doesn't win the Conn Smythe, I don't even know. Here you go, guys. 5 seconds left. I don't know who that was. They just missed the empty netter. 2-1, and there we go. Chicago Blackhawks. You're back-to-back-to-back Stanley Cup champs. I think I just noticed Ilya Samsonov rocking the Ice Hogs helmet. That's an interesting one. I actually haven't even paid attention to the AHL playoffs. I've just been so invested in the NHL. I'll have to take a look at how they did. That is amazing. I can't believe this team. Are we ever going to get stopped? I mean, there's no reason that we can't go back-to-back-to-back-to-back. I think Theodore we might lose because we got him basically for a 1-year rental to try and do this. People said I overpaid, and I do agree, but I overpaid for this to be the result, so I'm quite happy with that overpayment. I mean, unbelievable, really, just how good this team has been. Again, I'd say the team that's won all 3 of these cups is like 75% of the same core, just kind of retooling a couple guys here and there. Absolutely ridiculous. Like I was saying, I've been playing franchise since I was 8 years old. I don't remember ever winning back-to-back Stanley Cup champs. If I did it, I probably cheated as like a little kid and made it so every trade got accepted and had a team of like Lemieux, Pavel Bure, Paul Kreider or something, which definitely doesn't count. No, nowhere near as hard as this. And there we go, Hall down the Conn Smythe. I was going to say, how could he not? Unfortunately, though, the stats there still don't show right. 9 points, I believe, we had this series, which is really impressive. A little over a point per game there. Totally is probably going to have, yeah, still over a point per game. And next year we have the Stanley Cup. I believe Hall won the Conn Smythe last playoff as well. So people say he doesn't show up in the playoffs. He just hasn't had a chance to play enough playoff hockey. Clearly, Hall is a playoff performer. Now we got Patty Kane going out there to receive his 3rd straight Stanley Cup and 6th Stanley Cup of his career. Will the guy call it quits here? Is he just going to, keep going here? See if he can get that 7th. I mean, I can't believe this, guys. Like, we're 5 years in, we've won 3 cups. This team is just so good. Who's gonna be the first one to get the cup? I'm not sure, actually. Who is that? Is that Coughlin? No, it's Drysdale. He gives it to the young gun. Don't mind that. But next to get there is Coughlin. I was going to say, lowest rated defenseman. Usually he's one of the first. And there we go. Ilya Samsonov lifting the cup. That's kind of crazy, too. He won 3 straight Stanley Cups. Each time with a different starting goaltender. I feel like, I don't know. I'm just going to take a wild guess here and say that's probably never been done in history. Like, I know Islanders won 4 straight. I have a feeling they probably had the same goalie for at least 2 of them. You know, Edmonton, I think, won a bunch in a row. I feel like they probably had the same goalie. There's the Stanley Cup pick of all the boys. So yeah, just pretty crazy. Patty Kane, 3rd star. I honestly, I just can't believe this. 2nd star, Morgan Riley. Only had a single goal, 3 hits. Who got 1st star of the game? Shane Wright there. I believe he had the game winner, goal and an assist. Love it. And next, you guys just want to take a quick look at the AHL team. Wow, so we actually lost, is that the first round? 3 and 4. That doesn't actually make sense. No, we won the first round against the Griffins, then got swept against the Texas Stars in the 2nd round. That's a little bit rough. So we'll go and take a look at the awards next here. Hull, 32 points in 26 playoff games. What an absolute beast. The Devils there are the Calder Cup champions. I guess first we'll take a look at the playoff stats. Also, I do want to take a look at the awards because I'm pretty sure we beat the Rangers in our first Stanley Cup run. Right there, 27-26, just over a point per game. He's got to be a 90 by next year. Like, come on. He's just, look at his stats. He's so good. Patty Kane, 36 years old. I feel like we got to bring him back. Boquist had 22 and 26. He did better in the playoffs than he did in the regular season. He was almost a point per game. That's ridiculous. How did he do in the regular season? 82 games. He had 54 points. Playoffs come around. The dude just crushed it. Lambert there was really good as well. I think we got the Calder winner and the Stanley Cup, which is pretty nice. Dog, Strome. Really, everyone played well, honestly. Can't really find anyone to complain about. Samson was probably the worst. .901 to 3.01. If he was like a .91 and a 2.8, probably didn't have as close of a series as we did in a lot of those. So playoff tree here, we're doing what we did. Rangers there actually beat Tampa Bay in the first round, so respect to that. Then they beat the Panthers in 5 in the second. Hurricanes there, best of 7. We know that. We saw that as we were going to our Game 7. Look at that. Chicago Blackhawks, 3 Stanley Cups in a row. You'd love to see it. Imagine we got all 5, just filled up all the previous winner spots. President's Trophy, Tampa Bay won them. So actually the first time we didn't win the Presidents, but like I said, I'm more concerned with the Stanley Cup. Francis Campbell there. No, it wasn't the Rangers. We beat Tampa Bay, then Buffalo, then New York. For some reason, I was thinking New York. I'm not sure why. So individual awards here. Ovechkin won the Art Ross Trophy. Anders Lee got the Hart, though. Quinn Hughes, James Norris. Him and Makar, I could see winning a lot of James Norris trophies in the future. Kucherov, Lady Bing. Lambert did get the Calder. So pretty cool that we have 2 of the last 3 Calder winners. Obviously, Lambert was in the same draft as Wright. Hall there, Conn Smythe, back-to-back years. Kane the year before that. Tarasov, that guy you're looking at as the Tarasov, that goalie we're looking at, did win the Vezina. So Shuriken, William Jennings, Bowen Byram, Bill Masterton, LA coach Jack Adams. Matthews got the Selke. That's an interesting one. I don't think I've ever seen Matthews win the Selke before. Anders Lee also got Ted Lindsay, and then Kucherov there actually got the Maurice Richard. AHL here, quick look. I know we made the playoffs, but we didn't win our division, so that's there, all the team awards. Kovalchuk most points. I saw that going through the trade deadline. He had a lot of value because he was just tearing the AHL up. So strange. He's like 41 years old. MVP, most goals. Yeah, he just decided to stay around in North America and tear the AHL up. Really weird. Ekman, best rookie. Benning, best defenseman. So the Vegas Golden Knights AHL team there. I forget the city. Henderson, I think, or whatever. Silver Knights, pretty good team. Hill there, best goalie. Clark, MVP of the playoffs. Kovalchuk, sportsmanship as well. Wesley, community involvement. And then Hill there, lowest goals against. So this year, the entire point of it was to go out and get a three-peat. We did just that. So very, very, very happy with this team, especially too. We picked up Brant Clark at the trade deadline, which I think is going to be huge for us moving forward. A good young defenseman to add to the team, the young core. Columbus there gets the first overall pick, jumping up from 4. Unfortunately for them, I don't think there's like any crazy player in this draft class. Yeah, the top 5 there you can see are all medium elite. If I sort it to by potential, no medium elites that are going to like guaranteed at least outside those top 5. The next closest is a guy to 18. And then just like, you know, a 50-50, whatever you want to call it, where it's 50% accuracy. There are a few gems, though. Low elites, 242, low tops. Okay, so we don't really have to worry about getting a pick to like the 3rd round. If we can pick up all 3 of these gems, I'll be pretty happy with that. And taking a look at retired players next here. Eric Stahl calls it a career. I feel like he's definitely bound for the Hall of Fame. Kovalchuk also calls it a career. 1,065. Marchand as well. 3 guys retiring with 1,000+ points. Joe Pavelski, 999. What are you doing, man? you got to somehow find a way to get another point. Come back for one game, or just, do whatever you can in that final game to get yourself that extra point. Krejci 927 was in the AHL. Brent Burns calls it a career. Paul Stastny, David Perron, TJ Oshie, Keith Yandel. A lot of guys, early 30s, still with some time left for sure in real life. Steen, James Neal, JVR, kind of early at 36. Same with Jordan Stahl. Hornqvist, Shattenkirk there. Dustin Byfuglien finally retires. Real life may or may not be done. Sam Gagner, only 35. Like, it's crazy actually how young Sam Gagner is. It seems like he's been in the league for so long. Lucic, Edler, so Lucic and Neal retire at the same time, which is kind of funny. Take a look at the goalies here. And Tuukka Rask calls it a career. Jonathan Quick, Yaroslav Halak, Bobrovsky, Mike Smith, Talbot, Khudobin. A lot of legit goalies here. Glad we got Tuukka Rask, another Stanley Cup. Quick, Halak, Bobrovsky. That's pretty nuts. Okay, so I'll move on to the draft. Again, we got Clark, which is essentially our first round pick. Really not upset with not having one. Byfuglien, JVR, Hornqvist, Pavelski now coaches. Interesting. Kovalchuk's a scout. Same with Alec Martinez. All right, so we'll get to the draft here. I'm hoping, like I said, we can get those 3 gems. I know we don't have a first. I think we have a second. I'm honestly not positive. I'll have to check. And yeah, we do have a second and third round pick. So I think we can get both of those early gems, and then we can get one of the other ones with our late picks. So honestly, I don't even think we really have to make a trade here. So we'll just sim to our first pick, number 62. Take a look at that first round, see what happened. 80 medium late, the first pick. Isn't bad, it's not great. The rest of them, they're all in the 70s. So yeah, this is a pretty standard draft. No one crazy. After that, unless somebody got lucky, it's all medium top 6 forwards and medium top 4 defensemen. Mostly mid 60s. I think there was a couple there that were 70s that were in the top 10. But other than that, pretty standard draft. Medium top 9 there from Dallas and Vegas in the first round. That's always rough. Low elite 70 from St. Louis, first pick in the second round. It's actually a really good pick. So like I was saying, we'll hopefully get all 3 of those gems here. I think we should be able to, looking at our draft position. So the first one to go, Central Scouting. Okay, they're gonna go 89-90. So I guess we'll go Gaudreau, just because we know he's a low top 6. Gaudreau could be medium elite here. We'll take a chance on him. We had the last pick in the draft, so I have to go all the way. I keep forgetting that. And low top 4 defenseman. Okay, so that's not too bad really, especially for like the end of the second round. Our next pick here is 75. Look at the low top 6. Polish winger, Aiden Suter, 65 overall. So that's actually a pretty decent overall. Ooh, next pick's 124. Our next pick here is the last pick in the 4th round. Elliott there, 50-50 medium elite. Mironov, 50-50 medium elite. I might go with that guy, just because the next gem is ranked 233. So, guaranteed low elite, but I feel like we got some time. We got literally 100 picks before him. So I'm going to take a chance on Mironov. Come on. Looks like he was from the Ukraine. Be a stud. And medium top 6 at the end of the 4th. That's a really good pick. Next one here, not really seeing anything that's kind of worth the risk. So I'm just going to go with the gem here, play it safe. Maybe make sure we get him before some other team. We already know, I think, what was he? Low top 6? Sorry, low elite defenseman. Only 56 overall, but for the end of the 5th round, we cannot be upset with that. We've actually had a really solid draft here so far, I think. Banks? Let's go Banks, just because it's kind of... I'm not sure that's how you pronounce it, but makes me think Adam Banks, who's obviously a stud on the Mighty Ducks, and 70. That guy's not quite the same. So I think this is the last pick in the draft. Last time with the last pick in the draft, we actually got a medium starter goalie. This guy's guaranteed medium fringe, which isn't too bad for the final pick, but this guy could be a medium starter, which I think would be even better. And fringe starter, kind of the same as the guarantee, but we had a chance. Again, I think honestly, considering our position, pretty solid draft. And I have to re-sign coaches, guys. Look at this. Both our associate coach and our assistant coach have A- ratings because all we do is win. Like, they just keep getting better and better. I was showing you guys our head coach. Absolutely ridiculous stats. Now, unfortunately, we cannot afford our associate coach. We only have like $2 million in budget, and during the re-sign phase, you actually get a real budget. It's not until after that you can spend as much as you want. It's kind of weird, but he wants 2.9. All we have is 1.9, so I'm going to have to sign the assistant here to be the associate, even though he wants a head coach role. I'll give him a bit extra money because it doesn't really matter. And then I think we'll probably lose our AHL coaches. We have 400K. AHL coach, yeah, he wants 920. The goalie coach there, or his teaching specialty goalie, I think I actually made him the associate. I'm just going to let him go. At least we're keeping most of the NHL staff. Another re-sign phase here, guys. As you can see at the bottom, we have $21.5 million in cap space. Thing is, Shane Wright needs a new contract. Coming off his entry-level deal, he's going to get paid. Now, 91 overall. 9.9 is not terrible. We only need him for 5 years. Does it get cheaper at all? Not really. So I wonder if he'll take $9 million for 7 years. I feel like it's pretty close, plus he's an RFA. If not, obviously he's worth, whatever money he wants. Patrick Kane, 36 years old. What's he going to want? 7.9 for 1 more year. We could do like 7.5. I feel like I have to bring back the captain in Kane. After that, we only have like $5 million. Luckily, not a whole lot to re-sign. Costin, Ratcliffe, Reichel should be cheap, $23.80. Yeah, $775K for 2 years is actually super cheap. Ratcliffe's down to 81, doesn't want an extension. He's just been a 4th line center for us. Yeah, 2.5. Honestly, I'll let him go. I guess we could call up Reichel to be that 4th line, or probably not 4th line center, but a 4th line winger, just because even though he is a center, face-off 67 is pretty rough. Goaltending-wise, I'm not bringing back Samsonov. He actually dropped in rating to an 83. So it looks like we'll be going for a 4th straight cup with a 4th different goaltender, but I'm fine with it. Primo, I think I can bring back to be the AHL starter. $775K for 2 years is a great contract. Defensively here, Theodore doesn't need a new contract as well. I forgot about him. Drysdale, Coughlin, Capobianco could probably fill Coughlin's shoes. He wants 4. We just can't afford him. So we're going to let Coughlin go, unfortunately. We still have 680 plus. I don't know if we can get Theodore back, though, in which case, Vlasic's probably bottom pair. How much Theodore wants? 10.5. Yeah, so it was a big trade for 1 year. Just not going to happen. Shane Wright, Shane Wright was making 0 money before, and now he's making $9 million. We just can't bring back Theodore as much as I'd like to, so we're going to have to let him go. Drysdale, they can definitely, I think, make a contract worth at $5 million. It's actually pretty much exactly what he wants. So we'll do 3 years, see if we can do like 4.75 for him. Worst case, we just qualify him. Vlasic should be like no money. Yeah, $775K for 2 years. Clark, you never even know, could become an 80 by the start of this season. So like I was saying, definitely losing some players, but I think, most of this team is staying intact. Costin, 2.5 for 83, it's not even bad. The thing is, I just don't know if we need him. Like, for 4th liner, Fanasayev does the same thing for $775K. We're going to be just so strapped in terms of cash, so I'm probably going to let Costin go as well. Chapik, 28.80, if he's cheap, which he is, we'll definitely bring. Just have more options there, as like I said. Going to be a whole new 4th line, I think. Norris wants over $1 million, not going to happen, so we'll qualify. Patty Kane also accepted his offer, glad to have the captain back. Chapik there, Primo, Drysdale. I didn't know if he was actually going to say yes. Shane Wright as well, so I think we're going to have no money, but like our team's not going to be that bad. $3.5 million, more than I expected. Norris and Whistle. And I think, like, honestly, our team isn't that bad. So forward-wise, right here is a look at our top 12 forwards. Like, we don't even have to sign anybody. Defensively, we're still going to have 680-plus defensemen. Like, right there's a look at our top 6. So I guess that's assuming one of Vlasic or Clark grows to be 80-plus. If not, probably trade for somebody or maybe sign someone on the cheap. Now, we do need a starting goaltender, so probably that's where the $3.5 million is going to go. I might even honestly trade a guy like DeBrusk. Probably the most expendable at the cap hit they're at. As he's actually dropped to an 84, still making 6.2, so we could use that to get another defenseman and a goalie. Now, our current NHL assistant coach, I offered the associate coach role with like an extra $500K salary. I basically offered him the max we have, but he's still saying no, he wants to be a head coach. Same with our associate coach, so I guess we're losing both of them, which is going to suck. Probably going to, be a hit to our chemistry as well as just overall team performance, but hopefully we can find some other good guys. And because of that, we kept offering all that money. We didn't keep our AHL people, but the AHL is pretty replaceable. I'm not too worried about that. So we're actually now at the free agency period. Curious who's available. Definitely mostly for goalies. Ovechkin, a free agent. 39 years old, 8 overall, wants $13.2 million. Owen Power. Vancouver doesn't have him locked up. Wants $13 million. 91 overall already at 22 years old. What an absolute beast. I'm not sure why it's showing Slovakia there. He's literally Canadian, currently playing college hockey for Michigan. Wow, his hands are insane, almost all 99. Definitely a good defenseman there. Sunkfist wants 96 overall. That's one of the highest rated players in the game. Wants $13 million. That's actually a pretty fair first overall pick in 2022. Right. That's why Shane Wright didn't go first. He's ridiculous. I mean, franchise potential. He's higher than Shane Wright, which is a bit of a joke. Rasmus Dahlin. Nick Ehlers up to a 90. Theodore there. Captain 87 wants 10. Who's 87 overall, which makes no sense. Like, for an extra $2.5 million, you get a 96 overall guy. Ratty's actually there as an RFA. Tavares, Sanford, Strome. Some pretty big name players. A lot of RFAs as well. We just can't sign any of them. We don't have the money, which is fine. Goalies, Wallstedt's there. So Vancouver must just be playing hardball with their RFAs. Askarov, Robin Lehner, Gustafsson. Really, the goalie market's not great. The best ones are RFAs. The UFAs, I mean, unless I'm missing somebody, I'm not though. Yeah, a couple 84s. Might have to trade for a goalie, so hopefully a team that has a decent goalie wants Jake DeBrusk. Now while we're here, we'll check 2A just in case somebody's 6 available. There's actually 4 medium starter goalies. Bednar, 22.77 medium starter. Like that's insane. He's the new AHL backup. Oh, he's an RFA. I didn't realize that. I thought they were all UFAs. The first 2 though are 20.60 and then 22.71. I feel like the 20-year-old 60 overall will not gain 11 overall in 2 years, in which case Lennox is probably the better pick here. Now I'm looking at 2 good-way skaters. This Delzato guy, 19.57 low elite. Just be nice to pick up for free. Chikhanov, 24.79. That's like not bad at all. If he grows well during the summer, he could maybe make our NHL team, and if not, he's still like a good AHL player. Rochette, 23.77. He was a second-round pick by the Islanders there. Ron Noel as well, 24.78. Make the AHL team even better. This Kopaka guy here, 27.81, 4th line forward role. Wants a 2-way contract. If we get him for free, he actually could be on the 4th line, worst case. Makes the AHL team even better. And next year, guys, I'm trying to make a big trade of the goalie, getting John Gibson from the Anaheim Ducks. They're sellers, so maybe they're willing to, move on from their elite goalie. 31 years old, they're 88 overall. One of the best goalies in the game at this point. I feel like there's not really that many good ones left because they're pretty tough to grow. I noticed like Spencer Knight on Florida, one of the best goalie prospects, only an 83. So offer them DeBrusk, kind of a cap dump, but they want him. Works out really good for us because actually basically 1-for-1 in terms of the salary. Kane Primo, AHL starter for us. He could be their backup, maybe their starter if they're just trying to tank. Also a second-round pick there to give us a bit more value on our side. They want all 3 things. I think this might go through. Trade accepted. That's huge. Now look at the free agents again, guys. We only have 3.3 million in cap space. Daniel Sprong here wants 3.2 as an 85. I mean, look at his comparables. Bjork's the same rating, wants more than double the money. Johnson there, 85, wants 6 million. I'm pretty sure, yeah, he's a 5th overall, 2021. Verana wants 5. Richie wants 7. Sanford, 8.7. Anderson's actually pretty fair there at 4.7. So Sprong, I think, is a crazy deal. DeBrusk was actually 84, making like 6. We'll offer him an extra 100K. It's pretty much all we can offer. Obviously, too, made some pretty good 2-way offers. For defense, I think we're definitely just going to have to go with the young guns on the bottom pair. I'm fine with Drysdale and Chernak on the second. Capobianca. Hopefully, Brant Clark jumps up to like 80-81 for the bottom. A medium top 4 defenseman is better than a 3rd-round pick. I don't know why I would ever do that. So we'll see here what the free agents say. Hopefully, they come back. Delzato there accepted our offer. He was low lead, I believe. I wish it would show potential when you sign a guy. Chinikov also accepted. Right wing, left wing. He was the low elite. That was like 78 already. Kopaka, though, did not. He went with the Rangers. It's like he didn't even watch the Stanley Cup Final. Ron Noel makes the AHL team better. Lennox, same thing. Bednar went with the Flyers. I was kind of hoping he'd be the AHL starting goalie when I traded away Primo, but that's okay. Rochette accepts. So I'm looking for an AHL starting goalie right now. This Dylan Garand guy, 23.78 UFA, medium fringe. Could turn into like an 80, be a future backup. I'm going to offer him 800K. I feel like that's fine. Now, he's actually one of the fastest goalies around. Look at his speed stat, 95 and 95 agility. So super fast, which hopefully is enough for the AHL. Are you kidding me? Daniel Sprong actually decided to sign their team, but you no longer have the cap space to afford my services. That's so annoying. So that means someone made a 2-way offer on must have counted against the cap, which shouldn't be the case. Luckily, he's still there, and he's actually asking for only 3.2, so we'll offer him just under what he's asking for. Hopefully, he says yes. Grand there accepts our offer. He'll be the AHL starting goalie. And come on, there we go, Daniel Sprong. So we actually upgraded DeBrusk and brought in John Gibson. That's awesome. And right now, guys, Montreal's offering us Adam Lowry in a 3rd-round pick for Conklin in a 4th. Depending on Lowry's rating, this could be maybe worth it. Never mind, he's an 80. Conklin, 19-year-old, 73 overall, medium top 4D. Top prospect. He deserves more than a 4th line forward.